What's up, KastKing fans? Here to talk to you today about a couple things. One is the Extremist braided line. I haven't yet used it, but I've got 2 spools on order. They come in 300-foot spools. They go from 6-pound test to 80-pound test. They come in blue, green, gray, and yellow. It's 4-strand construction. It's thin diameter like most braids are. 0 stretch, 0 memory, and it's supposed to be super slick, easy casting stuff. It's going to be really highly abrasion resistant. I'm really looking forward to trying this. It's some of the neatest braid that's come out in a long time for being really abrasion resistant and strong. So I ordered a couple, like I said, in the blue color. Blue seems to be doing the best for me. I've switched all of my mono and everything over to the blue color from KastKing, but I can't wait to get that. It's supposed to be here Thursday, and me and my co-angler have a tournament this Sunday, so we're looking forward to getting that here. I even told him about it, so he's getting a couple spools of it too to give it a shot. The area that we're going this weekend, we've been to that lake, unlike the first tournament's lake, and this one has a lot of rock, so we're going to be doing a lot of fishing around the rocky areas and everything, because some of that area is where the best fishing is, unfortunately, if you don't have the equipment to deal with that. So I kind of picked this as the best time to buy this braid and see how it holds up in the rocky area. But we're also going to be taking to some of the feeder creeks and lakes that are the river things that feed that lake. So there's going to be a lot of debris in there this time of the year, a lot of sticks and trees and stuff floating around in there. So guaranteed abrasion resistance is going to be huge. So I will be putting my 2 cents in after we get done with this tournament on how that held up. I'm thinking it's going to be great, because everything KastKing has come up with so far has been amazing. I don't have any problems with anything that KastKing builds. It's I mean, they started with fishing line, so stands to reason that this stuff's going to be pretty amazing stuff. So with that being said, I will still put a little bit of a review out there, if you would. It won't be much of a review so much as to just how it really worked for me, which like I said, I expect it to be pretty amazing. But other than that, I think that's going to help us get through some of that area, being able to stick to braid, because I have to go to their fluorocarbon, at least with leaders, when we get into that kind of stuff, the heavy riprap they have around there. So it's going to be neat to just see, and of course some of it will have fluoro on it, just because of the kind of lures I'm throwing. I need to get the action I need out of them. They will have that, but some of my stuff I want to go straight braid all the way out, and their other braid has held up pretty good in it anyhow. But I'm really looking forward to. Thing I'd like to talk about is the KastKing Bassinator line of reels. These are 100% elite classic reels. They have the Ninja and the Classic, and they're aluminum framed. They're 10+1 bearings. Double shielded stainless steel ball bearings. They've got centrifugal braking systems in them. They're 17.6 pounds of carbon drag. They come in 2 different gear ratios, 6.6 to 1 and 8.1 to 1. And the 6.6 will pull in 27.8 inches of line per crank, and the 8.11 will pull in 34.1 inches of line per crank. So they're just amazing reels. I have yet to buy one myself, but that's coming soon, because I have been replacing all of my, anybody who's tuned into me and knows what I'm doing. Last year I started replacing all my odds and end reels because I never really went with a straight company. I had a couple different brands that I used that'll remain nameless, and they did me well over the years and everything. But for the 2018 tournament season, I decided I wanted to go brand specific, and I checked with several different brands. And KastKing's staff is just amazing. They take real good care of their people. They answered all my questions ahead of time. And I'm by no means like one of their pro people or anything like that. I'm buying all this stuff outright, like any of you guys would. But I'm replacing all my reels first. Then I first all started with the fishing line. I was out on one outing and lost 8 fish to snap offs, and the brand of line I was using, either they had a mishap on the line that they were sending out. It was just defective, or they mismatched because it did feel a little thinner than a 10-pound test to me. So it might have got mislabeled. I don't know. The brand's going to remain nameless because who cares? You should be using KastKing anyhow, so it doesn't matter what brand it was. If you're using KastKing, you're not going to have that problem. And I talked to AJ Gore, and he told me to try their KastKing stuff. So that's how I got onto KastKing in the first place, was their fishing line. So it's what I use exclusively now. And then I got into their reels. They're buttery smooth. They're great. And I've been switching them all over, and I've got 5 more bait casters to do. I've already got all my other bait casters done, and all my spinning gears done. And then I'm going to go into all their rods that are specific to certain type fishing, like their jerk bait type fishing, your pitching. I want to get specific rods for specific techniques, and those are what I'm going to start replacing. So I'll probably be able to do that, get some of those switched over before the ending of this season. I should have a handful of those already replaced over, but I definitely want to get my hands on at least one of the Bassinator reels. I like the Ninja. It's the fluorescent green. It's pretty cool looking. I like that better than the Classic just for its looks. They both are flawless looking reels, and they run great, but the Ninja's pretty cool looking, and I kind of want that. So if you're out looking for gear, give KastKing a try. Get out there to Amazon.com and check out the stuff. I mean, they've got such affordable stuff out there, all the way up to the little bit more pricier Bassinator reels, but you got to remember, you're talking like the equivalent of a $400 or $500 reel at $150, $160. So, I mean, KastKing, I don't know how they do it, but they do it. They keep it affordable because they don't have any middlemen in it. You go straight to Amazon or straight to KastKing and buy this stuff. And, I mean, it's quality, guys. I beat the snot out of, especially my Assassin. I bought one of their Assassin reels, and it's the one I've had the longest. And I'm telling you what, I'm not easy on stuff out there tournament fishing. I beat the snot out of that thing for an entire year, and now already into this new season, and that thing has never let me down. Never let me down. It's and none of my reels. And I'm so comfortable with KastKing, and I know their quality now that I've used several of their reels, that you get a lot of tournament fishermen, and they will go out and they will buy like 5 of the one model, and then maybe 4 of another model, so they only have 2 models to deal with because of inconsistencies in the way they build it. Well, KastKing is so consistent in their bearings and in the way their functions work, just where the buttons are and the way everything adjusts, that I don't have a copy of any reel right now, because while I'm out there, I believe in KastKing so much that I want to let people be able to try anything from a $30 reel all the way up to the most expensive thing they have. And I trust it enough at any price range to tournament fish with it. And so I've got one of it. I've got one of everything that they sell. You know, I mean, I don't have every model they have, but there's not one duplicate in my arsenal right now. So that's how much I trust KastKing, that I can pick up any reel they have in a tournament situation and it's going to work flawless. I don't have to have that feel of the same reel to know I'm going to get the job done. That's how consistent they are, because you get that feel. That feel's there. Now, granted, if you go into like their Mega Jaws, I've got 2 of their Mega Jaws, but they're different. I've got a blue one and a black one, so yeah, it's the same model, but they're different speeds and stuff like that. So they're not exactly the same per se, but those things, they have the Vortex guide in the reel itself, the very first guide, your reel guide, and man, those things cast a mile, man. They're amazing. So there's differences in these, because those things will cast way faster, way further than anything else that they sell, and I can still control those things just as well as anything else, because there's the consistency in the gears and the bearings and everything is just so well put together. So that's why I chose to show how well I trust KastKing in a tournament situation, that I'm buying all different models so that people can try, you know, anything they want to try that I have. I let people try because I just trust it that much, and I know they're going to love anything they put in their hands. And that's pretty neat, because you can't say that about too many fishing companies out there that make reels that you can put just pretty much anything in your hand and get that kind of consistency out of it, you know. And I'm not saying anything bad about any other reel companies, you know. There's some stuff out there that's just amazing, you know, but one, it's higher priced, and 2, if you move between the models, there's considerable difference in feel and stuff, and you know, and that's fine, you know, if that's what you're into and everything. But for me to have that kind of reliability and that kind of consistency across anything that you would buy, I mean, I could have one of their best models and have it break down, which I've never had anything break down by them. But if they said, hey, send it in, we'll get it fixed, and they send me a lower model, you know, to, hey, we can give you this one to borrow for a while, I know I'm going to be able to get the job done. And that's pretty amazing to me. So KastKing's just the real deal, man. And they just keep getting better and better with, well, I can't say better and better because they're already so great, but they just keep coming up with more things that you're like, wow, I would have never thought of that. You know, the innovation, like they say, their logo's affordable innovation. And some of the things they come out with, you're like, man, nobody's doing that. And that's pretty impressive for a company like this. So just give them a try, guys. I think you're going to love it. And then on a final note, this Sunday, we have another tournament, me and my co-angler, and we're pretty much using all KastKing reels. My partner's still getting there. He just started really getting into them towards the ending of winter there, so he's slowly replacing everything with KastKing. But we're all officially on the KastKing line and all that, so we'll be out there. We're probably going to shoot, we tried to shoot a live Facebook feed while we were fishing the last tournament, and unfortunately it was on a power plant that was out in the middle of nowhere, and the area we were fishing was under some of the big high wires, and we couldn't get a signal at all, so we weren't able to do that. But this place, we know, doesn't have any of that. It's not a power plant lake, and it's we get good signals out there because, like I said, this is an area around us. It's closer to home, and not an hour and a half away from home like the last one was. So we will be definitely getting a live feed during that tournament. So I'll let everybody know on Facebook when we're going to do that. It'll be a little later in the morning when the light gets a little better. But be looking for that, because that's going to be pretty cool to finally do our very first live feed. I don't know how well it'll go with us. We're a couple of big goofs, but it'll be fun. Nonetheless, we'll probably make you laugh. But yeah, so this will be tournament number 2. and we're trying to move up in the points. We're sitting right about the middle after the first one, so we're pretty happy about that, and we're just going to go from there and try and hit it hard. I've had some boat issues and everything, and I think I've got all that weeded out. I had to work hard on the boat over the weekend, and got a bunch of bugs worked out of that. I mean, this boat came to me as a complete shell. It was gutted, and he had some of the aluminum framing for the decking. The rest of it I had to build, and basically I had to build the whole boat from the ground up because he gutted it to make it a duck boat and then changed directions and didn't want the boat anymore. So I've had to do a lot of work. I had to build the helm for it and everything because there was nothing. I had to buy all the steering. Everything was missing. The only thing the boat came with was, like I said, some of that aluminum framing for the decking, and the live well came with it, and there was something else I wanted to say came with it, but I'm drawing a blank on that. But other than that, I mean, yeah. So it was a lot of work. We'll just put it that way. Oh, the wiring harness. The wiring harness was in the boat, and it was a mess. I mean, one of my specialties from 17 and a half years of being a mechanic, an auto mechanic, and 3 years of being a marine mechanic on boats, being certified in Merc Cruiser and Suzuki outboards, Mercury outboards, was I was real good at electrical. I was one of the only people that really could figure out what was wrong with cars and boats, electrical systems really fast. So I yanked the entire wiring harness out of that boat and I built my own new custom wiring harness to size, and put LED lights and everything in it and everything. But yeah, so be looking for that. We're gonna try getting out there and doing some live video from that. So it is what it is, guys. We're looking forward to it. We had 70-degree weather most of the week, and unfortunately a bad front has come in. We're getting rain today. We're getting rain the next 2 days, and then obviously with that comes the cold. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday it's going to be colder, but at least Sunday's the tournament, and that is day 3 of post front. So fishing should be starting to stabilize again, I hope. Being 3rd day post front is when this area, as most areas, start seeing a little better fishing after those fronts come through, and we should be back on a warming trend again, I would hope, by that 3rd day post front. So either way, we're going to definitely shoot a live Facebook feed from that, and it should be enjoyable. And no matter what, like I said, every time we're out there we have fun, and the KastKing reels and gear make it so enjoyable because we're not fighting our gear. Nothing's worse than going out there, and I mean, even if you're not catching fish, if your gear's always messing up and you're fighting that, it's just not a fun day. It's never a fun day out there when you're fighting your gear. And with KastKing, I don't fight the gear, and that's amazing. You know, when you can go out there and not catch fish and still have fun because you're not fighting the gear, that's awesome, you know. But we're going to catch fish. We have to catch fish because we want to bounce up in those points, and we want some money. Money's nice. Money means more KastKing gear, so I'm not even worried about recouping my gas money or anything. It's going to go straight back to KastKing, so be rooting for us, KastKing fans. It's just going to help KastKing. But other than that, I'm going to let everybody go. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you guys are able to get out and have the weather to do it. And check out those new items that KastKing's coming out with. You know, that extreme braid and that those bassinator reels, man. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome stuff. Trust me. But like I said, it's the extremist braid, and I think it's going to be pretty amazing, the abrasion resistance to it. So give it a check. Other than that, we'll let you go, and we will see you guys real soon here on Facebook Live. And like I said, I will put a little feeder out there letting everybody know approximately the time I think we're going to go live, and we'll keep everybody in tune through Facebook on that when that actually does go live on Sunday. That will be this Sunday. Not sure what the date will be on that. I think 13 or 14, whatever the date is on that. But it's this coming Sunday that we'll have our second tournament, and we'll be live on the lake with Facebook and all our KastKing gear. So, folks, take it easy. keep those lines wet, keep them tight, and keeping that KastKing gear. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.